This is Planet Pulse for Thursday, November 10th. We have a full moon in Taurus today. I'm Jeff Jower.
And I'm Rick Levine. If we have a full moon in Taurus, that means it's opposite a Scorpio sun. Taurus, in some ways, is the sign of simplicity, and Scorpio is the sign of complexity. And in some ways, our needs now are to be emotionally straightforward and simple, and yet I think things are more complicated than we would prefer.
Well, sure. I think every full moon arouses certain contrasts, as you described. And Taurus likes things, as you said, simple, where the complications of Scorpio today can create some power struggles, can stir up some other issues. But the bottom line, I think, of these two signs in common is to test the real value of things. What do we need and what are we willing to pay for it? Is, I think, a theme that's likely to come up in more dramatic terms today.
Well, you know, there's another thing happening, and that is that all full moons are culminations. They're not really the end of a cycle, but they're kind of like the high point of a particular cycle. And what's interesting is that today, Mars, the fiery, feisty, directed planet, is in its last day of its 6 weeks visit to Leo. And I think that, and it slips into Virgo later today, where Mars has to kind of close down a little bit. And so I think that some of today's full moon energy, we might be panicked a little bit, wanting to get things out in the open, because intuitively we know as the moon starts waning and as Mars goes into Virgo, we may need to kind of clean up our act a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a very good analysis, Rick. Another picture, Mars is in Leo, the sign of nobility. Mars is the little warrior. This is like, and then it's at the very end of the sign, is sort of like the old dictator or despot who's running around out of power, a little panicky, as you said, Rick, because his time of authority is about to go. So be careful with yourself if you find yourself going in a panicky direction or allowing arrogance to come up when really what we're trying to do is just solve problems. I'm Jeff Jower.
And for Planet Pulse, I'm Rick Levine.